Polygenesis is a good spell. You need to be Ancient Surprise for it to be good. It costs green. It has a not so great life burst, but vanish target up Signy on your opponent's field. And you can add target green from your enter zone to your hand if there are 3 or more Ancient Surprise Elrigs on your field. Instead, add a target Signy from your enter zone to your hand. That includes guards, by the way. If you're doing a lot of enter charge, which also happens to be in green, which also wants to do a lot, this card's actually relatively good. I would play it. Maybe not as a 4 of, but a 3 or a 2 of. So it is not a staple, but it's very playable. All right, let's talk about level 1s. Campelar, level 1, 3,000 power. As long as there are 3 or more different classes among your enter zone, this thing gets plus 4,000 power, bringing it up to 7,000 power. Sometimes it's awkward when you're a red deck and you're trying to remove something, and it's like, no, it's not small, it's big. But overwhelmingly, this card's going to be meh for you, so I'm going to go ahead and say bad. It's going to get aged out of the format anyways. Might as well call it while we see it. Again, Water Buffalo is a good card. Multicolor cards are good. Jade Evil here is a demon, which is relevant creature type for what it's worth, but not yet. Power is 2,000. It has the life burst ability to enter charge 2, then add up to up to 1 target Signy from your enter zone to your hand. Enter charge 2 on a Signy level 1 is crazy. You're very rarely getting that much enter charge. And the fact that it says up to, so it doesn't say you may, so you have to add 1 if you have it in there. You got to take a Signy from your enter and put it in your hand. Cool. That basically draws you a card. Enter charge 1, draw a card. Pretty good in green. Has the enter ability of green, colorless. Put a Signy on your field. Put a Signy from your field to the owner's trash. Finish target Signy on your opponent's field with power less than that Signy. It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Later down the line, demons exist that like sacrifice stuff, so it becomes oddly more playable in the future than it is right now. But for now, it is not playable, but it becomes a little playable in the future. All right. I don't know how to pronounce this one at all. I'm not even going to attempt it. It's a labyrinth code maze that has 2,000 power. It has a life burst effect of you may pay green if you do vanish target Signy on your opponent's field. One of the few green Signies that can just straight up vanish something. Does not matter about power. But you have to pay green for it. Probably not going to happen. I say the life burst is pretty meh because of that. Its enter ability, you can move a Signy on your field to a different zone, and then that Signy gets plus 3,000 power. I don't think it's very good. I don't think lane switching is a very good thing to do. But I wouldn't play this one, personally. Trash. And then Creation Tone. Like I said, I'm just going to skip it. All spells other than Polygenesis in this set are bad. And then let's talk about our level 2s here. Green's got a couple options here. You got an Enter Charge 3 for level 2, which is nuts. If level 2 wasn't an awkward thing, I'd say this is amazing. 10,000 power. If you're really chomping at the bit for Enter Charge, this is a very good Enter Charge life burst. But I think there are better level 2s with different life bursts, so this one could get a pass. Slow Lorius. Slow Lorius is a level 2, 3,000 power. As long as there are 3 or more different classes in the Signy in the Enter Zone, this gets plus 5,000 power. And then has the action once a turn ability of green, colorless. Another target Signy on your field with power 15,000 or more gains Lancer. It was good at one point. It is no longer good anymore, so I would not play this. I think it's trash. Spending 3 to potentially on a big number gain Lancer and hoping that doesn't get removed is just asking for trouble. You're going to get yourself blown out more than you care to admit. Sloth Phantom Terror Beast. Whenever the Signy attacks, if there's a Signy on your opponent's or on your field with power 10,000 or more, you get to Enter Charge 1. There are better level 2s that Enter Charge on attack. This is trash. Moving right along into our level 3s. Atlanta Jade Angel. Its enter ability, put 3 Signy with different classes from the enter zone to your trash. Vanish Shard Signy on your opponent's field with 8,000 power or more. This one, however, is borderline playable. It's not great. It's not bad. If you're looking for lane opening in a deck that struggles with lane opening and has green, aka aka Uchu no Hajimari, this deck can get a nod to it. But you're begrudgingly playable is the answer for that. Amino Acid, Natural Bacteria Queen, 12,000 power. It has the life burst effect of enter charge 1. The next time you take damage from a Signy this turn, instead you don't take damage. That's a good life burst. Its constant is if the Signy would get minus power, it gets positive power instead. Its constant ability is during your turn, other Signy gets plus 5,000 power. If you're in a Power Matters Signy deck, which is usually in green, this is probably something that you can play a couple copies of and be okay with. Its life burst means that it's good in the life burst slot. And where it really shines is against opponents' black decks, where they do negative removal, especially Musica, because then this thing is just a constant 14,000 power when you play it in the center field. So this card's good. It's playable. It is not great, and it's not the worst, but it's playable. Azeroth, Phantom Spirit Queen. It's a team Signy, Ancient Surprise. Its team ability is auto at the beginning of your attack phase. If the Signy's power is 15,000 or more, aka you're playing at, then you may pay green. If you do, you can vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with 10,000 or more. This is excellent. That's a fantastic ability. Its other auto ability that rarely happens is when the Signy attacks, if the total number of Signy classes in your trash is 7 or more, you can enter charge 1. It happens sometimes, but very, very rarely. It's not worth really mentioning. But its other ability, its team ability, fantastic. I would say this is a staple if you're playing at. So put it as a staple if you're playing at. If you're not playing at, don't play this card. And then we have Black Saddle. Let's talk about begrudgingly playable cards. It's Black Saddle. Black Saddle has shown up in more decks than I can count as a 1 of or 2 of, because it is a level 3 with passable attack power, that's 10,000, and a passable enter ability, which is enter charge 1, and no life burst. So it helps alleviate deck constructions by allowing you to have a flexible way to play a level 3 if you need, and level 3, and you're scraping at the bottom of a barrel for level 3. So Black Saddle, begrudgingly playable. This team, this is Tree Froggy. Tree Froggy is a super playable card, and I like frogs, so it's very playable. Staple for the Froge.